Have you ever seen an overweight wild animal? An overweight tiger? Or giraffe? Or a shark? No? Why do you think that is? It is because all living beings know intuitively when and how much to eat. When a lion hunts a prey, it doesn't eat it all at once, just because it is there. It eats what it needs and keeps the rest for another day. A giraffe doesn't graze down a whole tree in one sitting, just because it is there. Nature has designed our bodies to monitor hunger and satisfaction. The problem is, in our modern lives we lose touch with our bodies and its cues. There are external factors at play as well. Emotions, stress, anger, depression, and they all contribute to humans eating in a non-natural way. Couple it with an easy access to food and junk food in particular, and you will understand why 50% of the world is on constant diets. This is where the anti-diet concept of intuitive eating comes in. A positive attitude regarding food and body image is encouraged by the eating style known as intuitive eating. It is recommended to eat when you are hungry and to stop eating when you are full. Even though this should be a simple process, many people find it to be difficult. You may stop trusting your body and its instincts if you follow the advice of diet books and other purported authorities about what, when, and how to eat. You might have to relearn how to trust your body in order to eat intuitively. You must distinguish between emotional and physical hunger in order to do it. Physical hunger. This biological urge tells you to replenish nutrients. It builds gradually and has different signals, such as a growling stomach, fatigue, or irritability. It is satisfied when you eat any food. Emotional hunger. This is driven by emotional need. Sadness, loneliness, and boredom are some of the feelings that can create cravings for food, often comfort foods. Eating then causes guilt and self-hatred. In essence, intuitive eating is the polar opposite of a conventional diet. It does not impose rules regarding what to eat, what not to eat, or when to eat it. It teaches that you are the best person, the only who can make those decisions. The term intuitive eating was coined in 1995 as the title of a book by Evelyn Tribal and Elise Resch. However, the concept has roots in earlier ideas, including Susie Orbach in 1978 and Thelma Whaler in 1973. However, the truth is that the concept of trusting your body to give you cues, and being respectful toward the food you make a part of yourself, is centuries older. Ayurveda, the ancient Indian system of holistic well-being and healing, has always propounded the concept of mindful eating, which is very similar to what we call intuitive eating today. Intuitive eating has been researched extensively, and a large body of evidence suggests that it is not only kind to your body and soul, but that it also has a host of physical and psychological benefits. Thus far, studies have linked intuitive eating to healthier psychological attitudes, lower body mass index or BMI, and weight maintenance. One of the major benefits of intuitive eating is better psychological health. Participants in intuitive eating studies improved their self-esteem, body image, and overall quality of life while experiencing less depression and anxiety. Intuitive eating interventions also have good retention rates, meaning people are more likely to stick with the program and keep practicing the behavioral changes than they would be on a diet. Other studies have looked at women's eating behaviors and attitudes and found that those who show more signs of intuitive eating are less likely to display disordered eating behaviors. Intuitive eating is governed by 10 key principles. Let's look at what they are and how they are tied to promoting a healthy, loving, and a conscious way of eating. 1. Reject the diet mentality. Throw away any diet books and magazine articles that give you the impression that it will be simple and easy to lose weight permanently. Get enraged at the false information provided by the diet industry that encourages weight loss and the lies that have made you feel inadequate each time a new diet failed and you ended up gaining all the weight back. You won't be free to rediscover intuitive eating if you let even a tiny hope that a better diet or eating regimen might be just around the corner cling to you. 2. Honor your hunger. Maintain a sufficient supply of energy and carbohydrates in your body. Otherwise, you risk igniting a fundamental urge to binge. All intentions of moderate, careful eating are temporary and irrelevant once you experience extreme hunger. Regaining faith in both yourself and food begins with learning to respect this first biological signal. 3. Make peace with food. Stop the food fight and call a truce. Give yourself unrestricted approval to eat. If you convince yourself that you can't or shouldn't eat a certain meal, it can cause strong depressive sentiments that develop into irrational desires and, frequently, binge eating. The intensity of the eating experience when you eventually give in to your forbidden foods frequently leads to Last Supper overeating and intense guilt. 4. Challenge the food police. Say a resounding no to any beliefs that tell you that you are bad or good depending on how many calories you consume. The unjust rules that diet culture has established are monitored by the food police. Indictments that make you feel guilty are shouted over the loudspeaker of the police station, which is located deep inside your subconscious. Returning to intuitive eating requires chasing the food police away. 5. Discover the satisfaction factor. We frequently ignore one of life's most fundamental gifts, the joy and fulfillment that come from eating, in our drive to conform to diet culture. When you eat what you truly enjoy in a welcoming setting, the pleasure you experience will play a significant role in assisting you in feeling full and pleased. You will learn that it takes the correct amount of food for you to decide that you've had enough by giving yourself this experience. 6. Feel your fullness. You must have faith in your ability to satisfy your cravings for food if you want to respect your fullness. Pay attention to your body's cues that indicate when you are no longer hungry. Keep an eye out for signals that indicate you're sufficiently filled. Ask yourself how the meal tastes and how hungry you are right now when you pause in the middle of eating. 7. Cope with your emotions with kindness. First, be aware that a physical or mental food limitation might, by itself, lead to a loss of self-control and what may feel like emotional eating. Find compassionate means of solace, nurturing, diversion, and problem-solving. We all encounter emotions like anxiety, loneliness, boredom, and rage throughout our lives. Both the trigger and the appeasement are unique to each. None of these sensations will be resolved by food. It might provide momentary solace, take your mind off the hurt, or even numb you. However, food won't fix the issue. In fact, eating to satisfy emotional hunger might ultimately make you feel worse. In the end, you'll have to address the emotional trigger. 8. Respect your body. Accept your genetic blueprint. Just as a person with a shoe size of 8 would not expect to realistically squeeze into a size 6, it is equally futile to have a similar expectation about body size. But mostly, respect your body so you can feel better about who you are. It's hard to reject the diet mentality if you are unrealistic and overly critical of your body size or shape. All bodies deserve dignity. 9. Movement. Feel the difference. Put off your militant exercise. Simply start moving and notice the change. Instead than focusing on the calorie-burning benefits of exercise, change your attention to how it feels to move your body. Focusing on your post-workout feelings, such as being energetic, can help you decide whether to get out of bed for a morning stroll or to press the snooze button. 10. Honor your health. Gentle nutrition. Make healthy and delicious eating choices that also make you feel good. You don't have to eat precisely to be healthy, so keep that in mind. One snack, one meal, or one day of eating won't cause you to suddenly become nutrition deficient or unhealthy. What is important is what you eat regularly over time. What matters is progress, not absolute perfection. The intuitive eating approach could not be more natural, but it might take time and patience to fully get the hang of it. Or get the hang of it again. Babies are born knowing to eat when they're hungry and stop when they're full, but our culture distorts these cues. It may seem like that at first, but learning to eat intuitively means devoting more thought to your body and less to food. The real shift is moving away from external cues, weight, looks, dietary restrictions, and toward internal cues, hunger, fullness, satisfaction, emotion, energy. As people reject restrictive food rules, they find that junk food binges lose their rebellious appeal, and that nutritious foods, proteins, whole grains, vegetables, are satisfying and make their bodies feel better. If you think you could benefit from learning more about intuitive eating, there are some simple ways to get started. Without judgment, start taking stock of your own eating behaviors and attitudes. When you are hungry, ask yourself if you're experiencing physical or emotional hunger. If it's physical hunger, try to rank your hunger/fullness level on a scale of 1 to 10, from starving to stuffed. Aim to eat when you're hungry but not starving. Take pauses while eating to ask yourself how you feel, how the food tastes and feels in your mouth. Set distractions aside when eating, no TV or phone. Create a relaxed eating environment. Sit down to eat, don't wolf down a meal. Enjoy the experience. Stop when you're comfortably full, not stuffed. That's it for today. Stay healthy and stay blessed. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We bring you all natural health and well-being tips every week.